tonight, so we all make sure that we thank them very kindly for their ATC this evening.
That's quite nice of them.
I swear if Michael is late to his oh no, he's here. I was about to say. Very good, very good. Good. Doing
We're
good.
doing great.
Great.
Happy to be here. Although to be honest with you, like I was telling them, I would have rather have been on my work trip instead of being on this jury because man, is it boring.
Well, hopefully after it's over with, you can tell us what it was all about.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you exactly what it was all about, and you're gonna be just as bored as I am.
Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity, November 8033 Fox, a Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home. Thanks for coming in, and I'm getting ready to kick off my briefing here with the Virtual USA Flying Club. So let me head right over there, and I'll see you there in just a second. Alright, looks like we got about 1 minute to go.
Even before Michael starts his briefing, guys, there is an attendance channel, but since this is a point-to-point group flight, I really only need a couple things from you: your call sign and the time you land in trigger gap. That's pretty much it. Pretty easy.
Alright, it is 7:30 by my Windows-based clock here. I do want to thank you all for coming in to my first event of the year with the Virtual USA Flying Club, taking you all to Trigger Gap. It is a relatively new privately owned airstrip owned by the Recreational Aviation Foundation. Hopefully everyone can see my screen all right. Did everyone read the briefing? Hopefully everyone read the event briefing. And more importantly, hopefully everyone took a couple additional moments to read the safety briefing directly from the trigger gap. So does anybody have any questions? I will say that what you read in the safety briefing trumps anything that you might see in your scenery and or otherwise. All traffic is to remain south of the field. So we have left-hand traffic for runway 28 and right-hand traffic for runway 10. My brief understanding with the MSFS version is that the segmented circle has not been updated to reflect the new patterns, so everything is to remain south of the field. Does anybody have any questions about pattern entry to trigger gap?
We're just gonna throw it out there that the winds are favoring 28, so it most likely would that make it a left downwind entry?
That would be a left downwind entry, absolutely. And that's going to work out well, as 2A is generally the preferred runway when winds favor that. There are a couple of MOAs that are relatively local to both of our departure and destination airports. Granted, they are generally called on VATSIM. I do ask that we please avoid the MOAs and not necessarily just fly direct to Trigger Gap from Little Rock. I did kind of lay out a recommended VFR route. Obviously, you don't have to take this route. The only thing that I'm going to ask you to do is just please treat those MOAs as, they're in use, and let's have a little fun with trying to avoid them and navigating the terrain that's in between. So, does anybody have any questions about a recommended route or a route they might want to try? Okay, great. Aircraft, entirely your choice. You've got 3,000 feet of grass. Please make sure you can stop It's relatively steep on both ends. There's not a whole lot of overrun. I mean, landing 2.8, you have a little bit more options, but yeah, just please bear that in mind. Nothing wrong with going around. There may be several of us that kind of get there around the same time, so please keep that in mind. Unicom, well, CTAF for the field is 0.1 up from VATSIM Unicom, so we're 122.9. I ask that you monitor 122.8 on an alternate comm radio while you are transmitting and receiving on CTAF for trigger gap.
What altitude do you plan on filing for, Michael?
When I kind of checked this out last time, I figured 5,500 would be a good altitude for departure, and then as you get about close to sort of halfway through, 3,500 might be good. But you're going to need at least 5,500 until you're at beam Danville. That would be my recommendation.
So
Doesn't it to be even?
west,
Aren't you going west?
I would say
65?
4,500 feet. The min safe altitude everywhere. 4,500 feet would probably get going west.
Okay, yeah, 4,500. And then I guess I flew it east last time I flew it. 4,500 going west should still be sufficient for terrain all the way through. So. Scenery, I provided links for all three of the major simulators. Hopefully everyone got that installed. If you are using X-Plane 12, you definitely need the scenery. X-Plane 11, you definitely need the scenery. So hopefully everyone grabbed that. 2020 users, default should be okay if it's in there, but there is a 2020 airport available as well. ATC wise, I did kind of drop the ball, but our nice founder and leader did secure some ATC for this evening. So it is a Class Charlie. I don't know if we're going to have a tower or approach or who we're going to talk to get out of there just yet.
So we have towers on, so he's going to be handling obviously the ground and tower services for us. And because it is a Class Charlie, we also will talk to departure initially. And then I request that we do not pick up flight following this evening because Memphis Center is going to be pretty busy with the Atlanta FNO. So no flight following. You are still going to get to talk to approach on the departure because that's just how a Class Charlie works. But once we leave the Class Charlie airspace, we will be over to Unicom.
Yeah, and that's just fine. We're going to a very small field. I didn't want to bother controllers with a lot of flight following into trigger gap. But like I said, it didn't even dawn on me to reach out as far as the Charlie goes. So thanks again, JPC, for handling that. Safety, again, like I said, we went over the trigger gap safety briefing. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Departure-wise, I don't have a specific order. I'm in a 172. I'm gonna, stay towards the back, depart later. But whoever can get a clearance out, go right on ahead. So, I am gonna be in the Discord monitoring if there's any questions. So yeah, again, I do want to thank you all for coming in. So yeah, fly safe, and we'll see you on the ground at Trigger Gap.
Michael, have you secured permission from Bird's Backcountry for touch and goes during the event tonight?
Well, if Birds is granted as a private, I do have good relations with the owner there. So if you want to give Birds an attempt, you are more than welcome to drop down in there. It's down in the valley. It's going to keep you out of a lot of the stronger winds. So yeah, go right on ahead. I do know that there is some people staying there this weekend, so you might run into some low-flying traffic. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, drop on into Birds.
All right, thanks, Michael.
All right, everyone fly safe, and we'll see you at Trigger Gap. WestJet, hello. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for your free subscription to the channel. I do greatly appreciate it. We just finished our briefing with the virtual USA Flying Club. So, yeah, our plan is to fly to Trigger Gap. So we're going to head to the plane and get things fired up. Go from there. Alright, I'll see you at the aircraft in just a minute. All right. Hello everyone, and welcome aboard Felicity, November 80335 Fox. My name is Michael. I will be your pilot today. We are on the ground here at Little Rock Municipal, hosting my own event with the Virtual USA Flying Club, and let me jump over back into the Discord here in this computer. Picking up on the feedback, I'm not quite sure why. Might have to check on that in just a minute. And Discord is taking forever to load today. Okay. Alright, let's connect to VATSIM. Let's make sure we can hear our Discord. Alright. We're monitoring Discord, we're connected to VATSIM. What else we gotta do here? Okay, did that. Weather-wise, we didn't really talk a whole lot about the weather back there in the FBO, but weather right now, winds out of the west at 14, a few clouds at 3,000. So it did transition to a bit more VFR than it was earlier today. So that's good. We are flying our 172 Foxtrot here, X-Plane 12.0.9 RC4. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and fill up both of our wings. We're going to do that with our instructor station. Alright, both wings are full. Okay. Get some switches on, get some lights on, let's get some flaps down, we'll do a walk around. Okay, baggage door, we'll start there, that looks secure. Let's start up our flight controls here. Left rudder cable's tight. Elevator, rudder free and correct. Beacon and anti-collision light are working. Right rudder cable's tight. VOR antennas are in place. Flaps are, right flap is tight. Aileron on the right is free and correct. Strobe on the right with a green. And so make sure I'm not blocking traffic here. Right main is clear. Don't see any signs of brake fluid leak or anything like that. Strut looks good. Front main looks good. Exhaust is secure. Prop and spinner look good. Static source is free and clear. Pitot tube is warm to the touch. Let's get this pitot heat off. Our stall indicator is working. Our taxi light and landing light are working. Let's get both of those loads off. We have a strobe on the left with a red. Let's check our left aileron. That's free and correct. Hinges look good. Left flap is tight. Left main looks good. And we did just get fuel, so let's make sure our fuel caps are installed and streamlined, and they are. Let's have a seat back in the plane. Get these lights and switches back off for a minute. Okay. Bear with me just a second here. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, clear behind me. Alright, walk around is good. We're going to be on the ground here for a minute. We are going to do a quick safety briefing. Seat belts, they work just like the seatbelt does in your car. The male portion of the buckle slides into the female portion there. When you do hear the firm click, that seatbelt is secure. 2 air vents in the plane, in the top right and the top left. You can rotate them up or down and slide them in, but you can't actually turn them off. Works on a ram air type system. I am going to recommend you don't have them aimed directly at your face. The air rushing past your microphone can interfere with the intercom, and if you can't hear yourself talk, then I can't hear
Serious
yourself talk.
headwind.
What else is new lately?
Right?
Fire extinguisher is located directly behind us. It is type BC, so it can handle most things we might encounter here in the aircraft. The exits, you exit the
Oh
plane.
my god, yeah, I'm only doing a $1.15 across the ground in a freaking Bonanza.
Exit the plane.
Flying a Cherokee.
Wow.
You exit the plane the same way you entered the plane. The door opens out and closes in, same way on the left side here. You are allowed to talk. We are up in the air. There may be a time when I need you to refrain from talking. If that's the case, I'll hold up one finger like this. I'm most likely talking to ATC at the time. Of course, I'll tell you when you can go ahead and talk again. Speaking of talking, I do love hearing about other airplanes in the sky, so if you do happen to see one, we are up there out and about, please feel free to go ahead and point them out to me. You can say, I see one off to the right, or I see one, you know, at 9 o'clock, whatever, you know, you prefer. I do love hearing about other traffic while we're up there. Do you have any questions about any of the safety information we've gone over?
Actually, now that I'm down to my cruise speed, I'm down to 107. That's a really low ground speed for a Bonanza.
Yeah, it might be better to scud run here.
I need to check something here.
I don't know if I would call it a scud run without the scud, but I know what you mean. Go down to the deck.
Yeah, I'm up at 6,500. It's probably not helping me.
Talk with Devin. Alright, that worked. Okay, connecting to VATSIM. Let's get some frequencies here. We're
Traffic,
at
5 o'clock, 1 mile, 400 feet above.
Little Rock. And Little Rock 8 is 125.65. And Tower 118.7. And approach is 119.5. Okay. Passenger brief is done. Tech time, gotten that. Circuit breakers are all in. Alternate static air is off. Let's go ahead and get scooted up here so I can reach the flight controls. Feels good there. Avionics are off. Autopilot's off. Carb heat's off. Mixture's gonna go full rich. Let's get 3 on the primer. 1, 2, 3. Okay, primer is in and locked. Master on. Beacon's going on. Mixture's rich. Brakes on. Clear prop. Clear right. Clear left. Clear front. Brakes on. Max to start. Here we go. We do have engine rotation. Oil pressure is in the green. Suction's in the green. Let's get our landing light on for safety so that we can be seen here. And that completes our startup checklist. Move right along to our pre-taxi checklist. Let's get our flaps up. Okay. avionics going on. Speaking of avionics, I will go ahead and say
Traffic.
Air
12 o'clock.
Manager, the new
Half
Air Manager
mile. Same
4.2
altitude.
version has taken advantage of the X-Plane 12 video streaming. So now my GNS is coming directly from Air Manager. So I was able to completely unload the 2D, the pop-out GPS window, which freed up an entire as a whole entire X-Plane display. So it really kind of helped out. So unloading that whole process, moving that over to Air Manager, is really, really neat. So now X-Plane is just down to the actual 4 visual displays as opposed to the 4 plus 1 on the external graphics card. So we've got a bit of improvement there because it's now rendering on the 1 graphics card. Avionics are on. Let's go ahead and grab the ATIS, which is 125.65.
To left. 18 notices to air missions. Has weather information Arkansas and surrounding states available on flight service frequency. For VFR flight following notify ground control. Advise on initial contact. You have information Papa.
Papa was current.
Hillary Clinton Airport ATIS information Papa 2353 Zulu. West 300 at 14. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 3000. Temperature 0. Dew point -8. Altimeter 2982. Landing and departing runway 22 left. 22 18 arrivals expect visual approach runway 22 left. 18 notices to air missions. Has weather information Arkansas and surrounding states available on flight service frequency. For VFR flight following notify ground control. Advise on initial contact. You have information Papa.
Papa is current. Okay, altimeter 2982. Puts our field elevation 280 feet or so. Is that right? $266 feet. I guess that's close enough. Okay. And what other frequencies did we need? Tower was 118.7.
Charlie, contact departure to you.
And approach, we'll put on standby.
Tonight, 53 Charlie.
119.5.
Number 152 Delta Charlie, runway 18, line up and wait. Runway 18, line up and wait. Number 152 Delta Charlie.
Okay. Avionics are on, ATIS is set.
991, winds 300.
ATIS is set.
Yeah, we have the traffic. Number 3 Romeo. 238 Romeo, roger. Maintain visual separation from that traffic.
991 with a right turn.
Transponders, get that on. Squawk mode Charlie. ADS-B is tied into our nav lights. Let's get those on. Radios I'll test momentarily. Taxi light was good on our walk around. No reason to think it went out now. Brakes we'll test on the roll, as well as our attitude indicator and turn coordinator. But let's go ahead and set our heading indicator to compass. Good, right about there. And that does complete our pre-taxi checklist. Tower was 118.7. Let me go ahead and file a flight plan. And I completely forgot to mention that in the briefing. I completely forgot to
Recommend everyone file a VFR flight plan. So that's my own fault. So there's two things I dropped the ball on. Coordinating ATC coverage and recommending a flight plan. But hopefully it's still a good event. We're in late weight category.
November 152 Delta Charlie. Right turn approved. Runway 18, clear for takeoff.
Off block time, we are 819.41. Altitude 4,500. Airspeed probably 90 in this old bird. Arrivals 17 Alpha. No alternate, and route time, let's just say an hour and a half.
Tower.
Fuel endurance.
3 Charlie Lima, hold it short.
We have
Runway 18, Adams Tower.
3 hours 45 minutes on board. Route details
Cessna
for
423 Charlie
VFR.
Lima, you can line up away runway 18, winds 30014.
Remarks, I put the channel name.
Line up and wait. 423 Charlie Lima.
And then we'll put join, let's see, tinyurl.com/join virtual USA Flying Club Discord. Let's file a flight plan. Okay.
Cessna 423 Charlie Lima, runway 18, clear for takeoff, right turn out approved.
Cleared for takeoff, right turn out approved. 423
Flight
Charlie
brake
Lima.
is still on. Flight plan is filed.
November 152 Delta Charlie, contact departure.
Departure 152 Delta Charlie, see ya.
And Cessna 901, in case I missed you, contact departure as well. See ya.
Okay, let's pack
Over
for this
to
route.
departure 80991.
And
Thanks for
I
coming
need
on
to
tonight.
step out for just a second. And be right back. I'm gonna leave the spinner thing going. I'm gonna walk that way. I see you've got the plane. You've got the plane. Alright, thanks. I'll be right back.
Cessna 3 Charlie Lima, contact departure. Have a great flight.
Contact departure 423 Charlie Lima.
Traffic, 5 o'clock, 1 mile, 500 feet above.
Additional aircraft information, Quebec is correct. Altimeter 2984. Seneca 876 Bravo, were you ready for departure?
Alright, thank you for your patience while I went and took care of that.
Seneca
Thanks for
876
holding the
Bravo,
plane.
winds 300 at 12, right turn out approved. Runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
New 8 is Quebec. Let's go ahead and grab that. Stein, thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Point -8. Altimeter 2984. Landing and departing runway 22 left. 2 twir. 18 arrivals, expect visual approach runway 22 left. 18 notices to air missions. Has weather information Arkansas and surrounding states available on flight service frequency. For VFR flight following notify ground control. Advise on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
Quebec now current. Guess I would.
Auxiliary Clinton Airport HS information Quebec 0053 Zulu. Web 300 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 0. Dew point -8. Altimeter 2984. Landing and departing runway 22 left. 2 twir. 18 arrivals, expect visual approach runway 22 left. 18 notices to air missions.
Alright. Quebec is now current. Winds didn't really change much. Sky cleared up just a bit though. Okay, tower was on
Seneca 876
118.7.
What's the 5876 Bravo, calculate C.
Little Rock Tower, Comanche Unit number 1698 Papa VFR departure request to the northwest.
Comanche 6298 Papa Little Rock Tower, good evening. Maintain VFR at or below 2000, squawk 1364. Departure frequency is 119.5.
Okay, maintain at or below 2000, squawking 1364, and departure frequency is 119.598 Papa.
And were you ready for the taxi?
Affirm, November 698 Papa, ready to taxi with Quebec.
Deck 98 Papa, thanks for Quebec, runway 18, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 18 via Alpha, November 698 Papa.
Alright, sounds clear. Little Rock Tower, November 8033 Foxtrot with Quebec Type 172 Slant Golf. We're parked over here at Signature. I'm looking for a VFR departure to the west.
Cessna 8033 Foxtrot, Little Rock Tower, good evening. Maintain VFR at or below 2000, squawk 1001, departure frequency 119.5.
VFR at or below 2000, squawk 1001, departure 119.5, Cessna 8033 Foxtrot.
Cessna 8033 right, Foxtrot, read back correct. We can taxi to runway 18 via Alpha.
18 via Alpha, Cessna 8033 Foxtrot. Alright, here we go. Parking brake off, manual brakes on. Scoot it up here.
Cessna 489er Echo Foxtrot, Little Rock Tower, good evening. You're coming in a little broken, but I was able to hear you all right. Maintain VFR at or below 2000, squawk 5635, departure frequency 119.5.
We'll go down here and do a run out. Clear left, clear right.
243 arrivals into Atlanta for the event this evening so far.
Oh my
Cessna
god.
489er Echo Foxtrot, I didn't catch that last bit. If you can call it ready for taxi.
kind of discussed.
5635, ready for taxi. November 489 Echo Foxtrot, runway 18, taxi via Alpha. Alpha to 18.
Winds were 300. Let's put some wind correction in here on our taxi roll. Would like to thank everyone for coming in today. This is my first event with the Flying Club this year that I'm hosting, but unfortunately my last event until the sim is relocated. Hopefully she won't be down too long. She will be stronger, better.
Little Rock Tower, Comanche, November 6 here, pops a short, runway 18, ready to go.
Comanche 9 or 8 Papa, winds 300 at 12, runway 18, clear for takeoff.
I want to grab this radial
Runway 18, clear for takeoff.
off the Little Rock VOR,
November 6 here, Papa, thank you.
which was the 113.19. We want to fly that outbound 288. I wanted to challenge the club to do a little bit of pilotage this evening. I recommended a couple VORs. -1 Celsius. What? I never knew I could make it a Fahrenheit thing. Alright, I got one behind me. So I'm gonna do this run up.
Comanche 9 or 8 Papa, contact departure, have a great flight.
Over departure, thanks, after 8C, 9 or 8, Papa, see ya.
Go over here, do a quick run up. Alright, brakes are on, fuel is on both, trim, set for takeoff, flight controls, we're down on the right, up on the left, down on the left, up on the right, elevator, rudder, spray and correct. Let's go 1600. Left mag, there's a drop, back to both. Right mag, there's a drop, let's go back to both. Carb heat on, there's a drop. Suction's in the green, oil pressure, oil temperature look good, we got good fuel flow. Right, let's go ahead and idle back. Throttle friction feels good there. Alright, let's go ahead and call tower. Little Rock Tower, Cessna 8033 Foxtrot, holding short runway 18.
Cessna 8033 Foxtrot, winds 300 at 12, right turnout approved. Runway 18, clear for takeoff.
Right turnout, runway 18, clear for takeoff, Cessna 8033 Foxtrot. Strobes going on.
Approaching runway 18. Entered runway 18. 6,100 feet remaining.
Thank you.
With you.
Alright, runway's clear.
American 9852, Little Rock Tower, good evening. Good evening, sir. American 9852, we are on gate 4, and this moment requesting
Grab that center line, Michael.
please.
Alright,
With the
grab that
current
center line.
information that is
Alright, we got that wind coming in now, that quarterling tailwind.
Quebec. American 9852, thanks for Quebec. Push and start is at your own discretion. Call for taxi.
Airspeed.
Got it. Who is back on the SATAP is at my own discretion. When ready for taxi,
And
call you.
we're up.
American 9852, thank you.
Climb out at 80, stay over the runway. Got that wind pushing us. Stay over the runway.
Listen, 489er Echo Foxtrot, right turnout approved. Runway 18 clear for takeoff. Winds 300 at 12. Right turnout takeoff. Takeoff on 18.
Right turnout. Alright. We're on a crosswind now.
It's an 3-3 Foxtrot, contact departure.
Over to departure. Thank you so much for your service. Cessna 8033 Foxtrot. Good evening.
See ya. Papa Roger, thank you. Pepper 98, Papa Roger, thank you.
Little off departure. Cessna 8033 Foxtrot 1600.
33 Foxtrot, Little Rock departure, you are radar contact. Deer discretion northwest, departure is approved, report over to the stadium.
Report over the stadium. Cessna 8033 Foxtrot. But let's look for a stadium. I am not familiar with the area. I guess it is a good thing we have ortho photos.
So 98. Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot. Little Rock departure, you are radar contact. Northwest departure is approved. Altitude your discretion and report over the stadium.
Alright, stadium's in sight. It's not modeled, but it is in sight. The stadium is on the sectional, yes. It's just outside of that 5-mile ring. Just on the west side of that first ring there.
Hey, Papa, if I didn't already, altitude is your discretion. Roger. Very Papa.
Little Rock approach, Cessna 8033 Foxtrot, abeam the stadium.
33 Foxtrot, Roger, thank you, and if I didn't already, altitude is your discretion.
Altitude my discretion, 8033 Foxtrot. Alright, let's go ahead and climb up 4,500 maybe. I guess we don't even have to. We got some decent weather down here, but let's go ahead and climb up to at least 3,000.
98, pop, radio service are terminated, Phoenix Cruise, Squawk VFR, Air Flight. Hey, Squawk VFR, for exchange for, appreciate the, service tonight, Battery Bob, see ya.
Alright, so we're backtracking the Little Rock VOR here. I want to fly this Victor route. Alright, so we're on the radio, it looks like. Let's just fly this heading. Climb up to 3,000 feet. Let's do 4,500. That's what I filed. Let's get up there.
Echo Foxtrot, you're above the Charlie, radio service are terminated, Phoenix Approval, Air Flight. Squawk VFR, sir.
Fort Smith VOR is 110.4. Let's get that on standby. That's going to be our next one once we cross over.
Door 9 Echo Foxtrot, roger, swapping in.
Looking for 4,500, ground speed 60, airspeed indicating 100.
Echo Foxtrot, roger, you're ready to contact 4,500 over the stadium. Sorry, you're ready to contact over the stadium, resume on navigation, altitude discretion, you currently do have traffic currently into your 11 o'clock in 5 miles at 4,300 A. Skyhawk. 33 Fox, radio service are terminated, Phoenix Approval, Air Flight.
Over to Unicom, thanks for your service today. Oh. Finally think my switch has gone bad. appears so. No, I don't know if I got a bad solder joint in the back of that switch. That's something we're gonna have to debug during the move. Alright. How far off are we? It's gonna be the second time I've replaced that rocker switch. Alright, we're back on our radial, we're looking good there. Ground speed 79. I want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out. It's going to be the last flight for a little bit at least until I relocate the simulator to her new location. Alright, we're squawking VFR, we are on Unicom. Yeah, I'm hoping it won't be painless. She's gonna get a bit of a redesign in the process. But thanks, I appreciate that. I'm gonna try and keep things updated on the YouTube channel as much as possible with pictures and stuff. Current altitude right now, 4,500. That body of water is Lake Maumelle.
Hey, Eric. You know your Twitch title is incorrect. It's still showing your whatever you did in Massachusetts, I guess, on your last stream.
I've made that mistake as well. These things happen. what I envision is being able to look through the window. Right now I look at the window. That's it. My hand won't go through. I'm touching the window. I'm imagining being able to go past the physical opening to a larger display to be able to get more of a kind of looking through perspective. That's kind of being planned out in the works. We'll see how it goes. Sort of the same concept with how it's set up front, where I can look through, because the front display is so large comparatively to the opening. Right, we're still on our VOR. Now 22 miles from Little Rock there. We've definitely got a significant headwind. Our ground speed right now is 73 knots. We're indicating 130 or 125 miles per hour, so that's 110 knots. So I got like a 25 knot headwind right now. Which, had we done a thorough weather briefing, we probably would have known that. We are using real world weather coming from X-Plane. Speaking of which, I need to change that setting in the control panel here. Alright, so we got about roughly 41 nautical miles until we're Beam, Danville, Municipal. So when we're maybe 65 DME from the Little Rock VOR, we should be about there. So with this headwind, it's going to take us a minute. I apologize. Not a single airplane in sight. Boat seats. That's what these seats are going to get replaced with after the move. The boat seats. They're a little bit shorter. They have a narrower profile. That way, when I narrow the panel, they'll be able to fit. Because when I sit in the right seat, it's an uncomfortable reach all the way over to the magneto switch, which is not the case in the actual 172. So I'm a bit too wide.
Steven, you got me at your 3?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I got you at my 9.
Not Steven, it's John Walters.
That's correct.
We might actually drop into Bird's Adventure Center on our way up, depending on what the winds look like. Since we're right here in the area, we'll go pay Birds a visit.
And also looking on Navigraph, the chart there for that military area, the way I'm seeing it, it shows it being between 11,000 and 18,000 feet. Am I correct or incorrect on that?
That's possible.
Yeah, I see that too. The McShirley, 11,000 to 1,799, whatever, or 17,999.
Yeah, so I mean, technically we could be flying straight through that, but I'm going to stay like just on the west side of it, not following that river along. But
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. So. Coming up with the roof.
Actually, I think that was in the brief that he was wanting us to stay out of those MLAs.
But we won't even be in them.
Yeah, altitude-wise, you want to be in it. I think he was just looking for an excuse to have you guys kind of navigate a little bit different.
Yeah, no shortcuts.
yep, no worries, we're staying out.
Who is that guy? The other guy should be going to bed. Smitty.
It's just a recommendation.
What do you mean Smitty should be going to bed? This is probably when he wakes up every day.
I know, that's what I mean.
Say.
I just think that sometimes just flying direct to takes some of the fun away from the pilotage of it.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can.
Now we.
Thanks, Rob. I got my slippers on and everything already, so I'm ready.
Alright. Fresh coffee at 9 p.m.
Like seeing a nuclear power plant up here. Is that really there?
I'm seeing the same thing, so I think it must be cooling tower I'm looking at, heading straight
Yeah.
for it.
Yep. Ditto. You're right behind me.
Mr. 26.2, hello. Yep, this is going to be our last stream for a while until we relocate the simulator. This will be our last flight.
That nuclear plant is
Key
the Arkansas
bind.
nuclear one. It's at Russellville.
Yep, that's where I'm Casanova and Russellville.
John Daly, the golfer, lives right by that as well.
Yeah, it's pretty windy.
I'm taking the Virtual USA Flying Club into Trigger Gap 17 Alpha for my first event that I'm hosting of the year with the group.
Obviously, we have the attendance channel, Michael, but I'm counting, including our friend that is in the flying club on Little Rock Tower, 15. Just with the eyeballs on VATSIM.
Yeah, guys, if you want and or need to, duck under the MOAs, that's fine. I was just posing a little bit of a VOR challenge.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
Yeah, I have no objections at all. I was just wanting to make sure I was reading the chart correctly.
Yeah, I did new X-Plane 12 scenery for the event tonight. I figured it'd be fun to kind of take the group there. There's already some scenery for X-Plane 11, and there's some relatively new scenery for MSFS. But it is my first event of the year that I'm hosting with the Flying Club.
I was planning on splitting up the middle of those two, much like your flight plan, SkyVector flight plan had shown. But when I started facing this headwind, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna try and cut that corner a little bit tighter.
Oh yeah, those headwinds are certainly a valid reason to do so. I'm indicating 120 and only doing 70 right now myself.
Yeah, much the same for me. I'm a little bit quicker across the ground than that, about 86 knots, but yeah, indicating 120 and across the ground at 86.
We had the same ridiculous headwind when we took off out of Redmond on the first event of the year, so we are headwind city so far.
Well, the headwind is right down the runway at Trigger Gap, so it should make for some nice landings.
There you go.
Oh, that's good.
I did my first YouTube live stream earlier today. I think that worked out alright. We had a little discussion on the new hangar build. But that was kind of cool. I've never streamed on YouTube before. I didn't think I was able to. I thought I needed something
to attend yourself,
like
Steve.
1,000 followers or subscribers, but I guess that's only for mobile.
Yeah, thanks.
The mobile limitation. From desktop, I guess you don't need that many. So I might try to start mixing that up a little bit. Do a little bit more streaming on YouTube at some point. Hey, 39 DME from the Little Rock VOR. I think we got about another 25 to go or so. Yeah, roughly.
question, is it because of the new software the controllers are using that on VATSPI we're all showing no flight plan
Yep,
even though we
that's
filed?
exactly it. So what you'll
Okay.
notice is you'll still have your remarks. So you still, in all of our flight plans, still have the remarks. So like Virtue Safe Flying Club, whatever. That's the reason why I still have you guys file the VFR plan initially. But anytime a controller goes in and edits anything VFR-wise, it immediately clears out and it shows no flight plan.
Okay, but it does keep the remarks in there.
Correct.
Okay, so I may just start putting in my remarks, you know, we're flying with Virtual USA Flying Club to 17 Alpha Trigger Gap.
That's also a way to do it.
Switch to IFR.
Say again?
Yeah, so the way the system works, John, is it automatically switches everything to an IFR plan if a controller touches it. The way in the real world that the controller will know that your VFR is, it'll actually say VFR in the altitude slot on your flight strip or whatever they have showing. And then that automatically pops it up with a V on the scope that shows that you're VFR. So the system on VATSIM now, at least in the US with the new VNAS system, shows and works pretty much exactly the same as real world for the most part. But the reason why I have you guys still file the VFR plan initially is, again, like I said, because it shows the remarks then throughout your flight on the network. So that way if they see our group, they can still see the remarks and see Virtue USA Flying Club.
Alright, we're still looking good, still tracking decently.
Yeah.
42 miles out, DME away. See if we can grab the other one.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer the way the flight plans work now. I kind of miss being able to see VFR flight plans.
Not quite there yet.
Yeah, well, truth be told though, that was a VATSIMism because in reality you don't see that in the real world. So now it's conformed to the real world.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Jeffrey, put yourself in the attendance that you were on the tower for so we don't forget you.
Okie dokie. Yeah, if y'all had done like the full flight following thing, I probably would have selected altitudes and destinations so the flight plan would look less silly in VATSPI than what it ended up being.
Alright, let's check our heading indicator, the compass. Sometimes it likes to drift on us a little bit. Alright, little situational awareness, oil pressure, oil temperature, both in the green. Our fuel gauges look good. Fuel flow is about where it needs to be. Suction is in the green. Oil pressure and oil temperature are both good there.
Tommy, I hope you're going to be able to manage all that cold weather next week.
Ground speed right now, 83 knots, indicating 125 miles per hour.
I had to brush 2 inches of snow off my car to come home from work this afternoon.
It's supposed to snow like 6 inches near me on Tuesday when I'm driving back to the freaking courthouse. See how that goes.
Yeah, but the teachers like those just as much as the students do.
Sarah's definitely hoping for some kind of cancellation on Tuesday.
Alright, need to do this. I'm going to set us up. We're hitting an altitude hold. Need to step out for just a second. We are clear left and clear right. $4,500. Well, Valkyrie, hello. Welcome on in. I saw you flying the event tonight. I want to thank you for your participation. Alright, she's on a heading and altitude hold. I'm going to step out for just a moment. I need to step out for just a moment. I'll be right back with you. You're in good hands with the navigator. And we got about 15 miles before we need to make any course changes. Clear right, clear behind us, clear front, clear left. I'll be right back. Alright, apologize about that break there. Give me back my plane. Alright, autopilot's disconnected. Do I have positive control? Yep, positive control.
That was definitely not my best work.
Two weight slopes downhill by about 1.5%.
God, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe it's just because I haven't flown the Bonanza in a while, but that was terrible. Big oof.
You're describing how I feel on just about every landing now. I have not been doing my best work for the last little while.
Well, I almost lost the field turning final, and then I was perpetually low, since it is on like a little plateau almost. And then when I finally got everything the way I wanted, I floated and bounced a couple times on the runway.
Yeah, I actually did, because I had loaded the scenery up last week. I did fly into this place a couple of times through the week, and that's what I found too. I was low on final approach, so I'll probably come in way too high now.
Yeah, Volante recorded 2 touchdowns for me. Minus 244 and minus 177. Oh well. Probably good I wasn't streaming that one.
Alright, 122.9 is gonna be our CTAP. When we get that on standby, we're still on VATSIM Unicom for now. Then I'm gonna get 122.8. I already got it on standby. Okay, they're on active. Alright, waypoints are adding up. We're about 8 DME from where we need to turn off at Danville to head north. We're going to fly a heading of 324. We're at 10 from the Danville Municipal Airport. I don't see it yet. Alright, we're able to grab a Fort Smith VOR now. So about 5 DME. So when we're about 45 DME from Fort Smith VOR, we should be about
Low or
beam.
high, Tommy?
We should be at beam
Low
Danville.
short final.
Yep.
And then I kind of just like floated above the runway for a bit.
Good time probably to go into showcase camp.
Heading indicator to compass. Stay on that. What else we got here? What else needs our attention? Oil pressure, oil temperature look good. Vacuum's good. We're still charging. Altitude looks good.
Jeffrey, make sure to pass along to your approach controller that we appreciate him getting on for us.
We definitely do that. Thanks.
Alright, how are we doing now? About 3 miles out? Alright, Danville Airport is in sight. Let's go ahead and proceed north. Hopefully our ground speed will increase just a bit, or we're going to have to put a bit more of a crab in too. What are yours? Is Hot Springs 110.0. 110.0 is what we need. Then we need 331. 331. Need to go that way to get on the route that I want to be on. 331. Looks like we're about 4.5 degrees off course, maybe 5. So we'll maintain this heading for a while until that needle starts to come in back towards the middle. I want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out for a little bit this evening as we take the Virtual USA Flying Club into Trigger Gap.
Yeah, I feel
a
like it's
small
better to be
recreational
higher
airfield
entry and your
in
speed
the
down
middle of the Ozarks of
before
Arkansas.
you shoot. But if you're low, you might get sucked down by the winds.
Yeah, that's what I was finding when I was flying in there this week. Low is definitely not the way to go in. You cannot drag it into this place.
Yep, I had the horn going off both times.
Always a great time flying with Utilities FB8. I appreciate that. Really do. Nuclear power plant way out there. Sees that on the chart here. Okay, the body one, it looks like it's on the other side there. Yeah. Alright, so now we're only about 2 degrees off course. Once we re-intercept our VOR, we'll go ahead and turn back onto a 331 heading to maintain that radial, so that we're actually on that vector route instead of parallel with the vector route.
And I don't want to jinx myself, but this is the first flight I've had in a very long time of X-Plane 12 that I haven't run into precipitation and icing and all kinds of garbage.
Which version of X-Plane are you in currently?
12.09, the beta, what is it, release candidate 4, I think.
Yeah, monsoon season was supposed to be fixed in RC3, so it should be good to go. I haven't run into any of that heavy precipitation either.
Ditto. I'm using the latest Active Sky 12 too. They've had 2 updates.
This airport is tough with the wind right now too.
It was, man.
Don't forget to attend yourself, Tommy.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a fun little airport. You know, I hope everyone enjoys themselves coming in there today.
Couple of go-arounds already.
See some clouds up there. Hopefully they're going to remain above us. We're still heading west a bit. Once we get to our next waypoint, well, we'll kind of actually be technically heading east at that point. We'll drop down to about 3,500 feet and make the rest of the trip in at 3,500. Ground speed right now is 99, so that's a bit better than what we were doing when we were heading full west. We're indicating 135. We may have to pull it back a little bit. We don't want to put our bird to the yellow. Well, so far so good with the new Air Manager GNS panel. The video streaming, the X-Plane 12 video streaming seems to be working just fine. So being able to unload that from the X-Plane computer itself really is a nice benefit. X-Plane does so much better when it only has to render on one video card. And with 1, 2, 3, 4, that takes up the whole video card. So previously this was on
You got a better view than me, Tommy. I'm gonna shut mine down.
This was on a USB to video converter thing. But now this is on a totally separate computer running Air Manager, and it's streaming the GNS over, which is really something else. Air Manager did the entire GNS and GTN line like that. 650 to 750.
That windsock's looking pretty drastic there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. At least it's right down the runway.
Even still though, you get into that little dip before the runway and it sucks you right down. Just like that. It sucks you right down.
Does that happen a lot with your traffic too as well, Mike? Like VATSIM?
Yeah, it does.
I don't know what happened. I feel like when they first came out with the new system, it was pretty on point. Now it's...
I think a little bit is Microsoft Flight Sim more than VATSIM.
Gotcha.
Heading
The thing is
indicator
that, like,
compass
remember
looks
when we
good.
did the air show, and it had those kind of weird glitches?
Yep.
Somehow, some way, I hope that gets rectified before June when we do the second annual.
Well, there's been a new version of XPilot that's been released since the dev and I had a conversation, so it might be worthwhile for us to test that at some point prior to next air show.
Yeah, that'll all start to come once it gets closer to May, June. Right now the plan, by the way, is same location as it was last for the first annual. See no reason to change. We already have a good plan worked out with Chicago and all that, so. That's a long ways off right now. Also, I do have to plan around in June because NYARTCC has its live event on June 8th, so I'm thinking that, assuming I can get weekends off that month, it'll be either the following weekend or the weekend after, so one of the either middle or end of June on a weekend is when I'm thinking that the second annual would be.
Razorback VOR, that's what I want, 116.4.
But again, long way off.
Great. Alright, we're gonna keep that on standby. Okay, how we looking now? Fuel is looking good. In fact, let me go ahead and get us over to my left fuel tank here. Airspeed's looking good. Ground speed's looking alright-ish, 90 knots. Looks like we've got about 25 miles or so until we get to our next checkpoint. I think we're starting to have a hard time tracking that VOR. The other one's even further. Yep, I think we're gonna drop down into Bird's Adventure Center. Be a good idea.
I've got 29 knots of wind on my nose. It feels like I'm standing still.
That live stream up.
Uh-oh.
You next?
Oh,
No, I'm 8 miles or 10 miles, but I don't want to see you.
Oh,
I
leave
can't
it
stop.
on. Leave it on.
It's hard to stop on next plane on the grass. I'm gonna be all over.
Don't even think about turning that off. That's a founder's order.
Zoom in a little bit closer, Rob.
I don't think that's Rob on the file, but either way.
No, I'm number 3 of those.
It should be
3
me on
after this
file.
guy landing.
I would hate to think that I'm responsible for any runway incursions by any of our club members this evening into Trigger Gap.
Whoa, where'd he go?
Uh-oh.
That glitch kills it. I don't know. I bet it was a good landing.
It looked a little worse on the video. Well, except for that.
I'm gonna go right off the hill, Rod.
Still lots of runway left here.
Yeah, you've got lots of space after the hill. It kind of looks like an illusion.
Smitty's next.
This is, be a tricky one in real life with these winds, man.
I'm glad that people are finding it a challenge. I really, really am. The Recreational Aviation Foundation raised funds for this new airstrip through private donations. Feel free to check out that organization at theraf.org, THERAF.org.
A beautiful soft field takeoff, by the way.
Indeed.
Smitty, where you going? You're missing it.
Alright, I'm going to start us a descent so we get prepared for our arrival into Birds. So I get my carb heat on, my mixture's going to go full rich, my power is going to come back, and I'm just going to trim for about a 500 foot per minute descent.
Michael, you're not even going to need the attendance channel. I'll leave it up, obviously, but it's going to be 15.
I think you're north of the field, John.
Noted, 15, thank you. That's not a bad turnout, I suppose.
Monograph of aviation umbrella.
It's coming, it's coming.
Alright, we're about 15 miles south of Birds and 12 miles. I'll make a call when we're about 10 miles out. Field elevation at Birds is about 850 feet, yeah, 848, 850, 800, something like that. It's 800 feet. Pattern work is left hand off of the river strip.
Yeah, you're somewhere in the middle.
Is this Rob on final?
Yeah, probably like about 5 miles.
Alrighty.
If I can find the airport.
Birds traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. We're about 10 miles south. We're going to be coming up to Marbury River, doing a full stop at runway 28 Birds.
I thought it looked a little steeper.
Hello, love. I still got a little while to go yet, but we're going to be landing here in a minute.
I was like, this
Come
is
out.
a little too steep, but it's right on. And nope, turned out I was on the road somewhere else.
Oh.
You can't really see the airport over these trees.
Yeah, it's a tricky one all the way through.
I don't know if I'm lined up or not.
You gotta come in high.
Come in high, you can't see over the cowling. Come in high, just don't come in too fast.
We're going to stay here about 3,000 feet.
It's arrow.
Yep, it sure is. We're going to go down there and check it out. We're going to stop on the river strip. I'm going to step out for a minute. And then we'll do the last leg to a trigger gap.
Two after the hill. You got 3,000 feet of runways.
This aerosphere is tricky.
There he is.
Temperature outside -5 degrees Celsius.
That was pretty good.
That was good, Rob. With that headwind, we all do that little buffeting thing. That was good.
You can't stop though.
You got space.
I think my scenery's messed up. As I go any further, I'm going right downhill.
Never sell yourself short, Rob. That was pretty good.
Now that I'm off the ground and got my clearance, how did that Southfield takeoff look?
That also looked pretty dang good.
Cool, I've been practicing those, trying to get that perfected.
Yeah, I think well, Tommy and I noted that your takeoff out of there looked pretty good.
Appreciate it.
Is this Smitty?
Birds traffic. Skyhawk 033 Foxtrot, now 5 miles south of the field. Going to be coming up the Mulberry River, entering the pattern overhead the runway, landing runway 28, full stop.
That's 152 Delta Charlie.
I don't think he's in this channel currently, but he is a member. That was pretty good too.
Yep, that was good.
Man, everyone's putting me to shame. My landing was
Birds traffic, Skyhawk 033 Foxtrot. Correction, we're going to be entering the right downwind for runway, well, for landing west on the river. Birds.
That's what happens when you fly the jet for too long. Can't fly a prop anymore.
Alright, Kirby's coming on for a descent.
Five hundred.
Let's trim for this. Birds traffic 8033 Foxtrot. We're at a right base for landing west on the river strip. Birds. Alright, being the numbers. Okay, let's go 10 degrees of flaps in here. We can't overfly or fly over that house with the red roof. Let's keep that in mind.
John, like a boss. That looked really good.
Birds traffic November 8033 Foxtrot, making a right 180 into the river strip. landing west,
Bush League
birds.
style.
Not fly over that red roof house there. Don't want to piss the neighbor off.
Steven looks like he's flying backwards.
Let's just get over those first pylons. Drop it.
Most of us couldn't figure out if it wanted him higher or lower on that one. Nicely done. Everyone's doing better than I did. This is great.
Oh yeah, pros here.
Alright. Car repeats off. Let's taxi back over here to the threshold. I'll step out for just a second. I'll get my water and I'll be right back. And we'll do the next leg into trigger gap. This is my baby right here.
Way out south.
Arkansas. Okay, parking brakes on. I'm gonna lean us out for just a little bit. And then I'll be right back. Don't worry, we can hang out here in the runway. It's fine.
Nicely done. Do we have anybody?
Did I do alright?
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, I had a little. I don't know.
One in your truck.
Well, guys, I gotta run. It's been fun. We'll see you on the next one.
See you later. Good night.
Fine with you.
Daniel.
Ooh, we got someone coming in. Who's this?
Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night, at least in the voice part of the Discord. Just make sure to mark yourself for attendance if you didn't already, even though I know the count is 15. Michael, you can clear that after you finish your landing and your stream, so no rush on that.
This is Ord coming in.
And next event is on Tuesday. Brant is running the event on Tuesday. Yes, that's correct. 8 o'clock Eastern, so hopefully you guys will be there. I might be there. Depends on how early I gotta wake up, though, on Wednesday for the freaking trial that I'm on. So we'll see. But otherwise, good night, guys.
Bye, Mike.
Good night.
Good night.
Alright. Sorry about that break again. Got water. Got good to go. Fuel's looking good. We got plenty of fuel left.
Alright, Tommy, I got that Sharpie ready for you.
Alright.
Alright. Let's see here. Let's try something. I wonder if I can. No, we don't need to do that. Alright, here we go. Carb kits off, parking brakes off, VFR, Unicom. Birds, traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is taking the river strip straight out. Birds. Mixtures full rich. Flaps. Flaps up.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Alright, brakes on, full power. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Let the brakes go. Keep that nose planted. Let that airspeed build up there.
And Mike was saying he couldn't decide if I wanted to be
Here's
high or
pitch
low.
coming.
I imagine I didn't
Alright,
watch it myself
pop
because
it
I
up.
was busy at the controls. But was it just kind of jumping up and down? I think probably because my forward speed was probably so slow.
Clear obstacle. Let's level up here.
No, it looked pretty good. Yours looked really smooth. I think yours was one of the best.
Do we want to do it?
Yeah,
Do we
I
want to
agree.
try grit? Do we even want to try grit?
In true Aviation 101 fashion.
It's actually one of the rare times I haven't crashed and burned on an event.
Yeah, are you playing X-Plane or Microsoft?
Me, I'm X-Plane 12.
Yeah, okay. Was that Mad for them?
Actually, no, I was in a 172 tonight.
Alright. Let's go ahead and climb up out of here.
This airport is fun.
I am
Pretty
really,
neat. I like the Microsoft add-on. Whoever did that one did it pretty good.
I am really pleased that people are enjoying this airport.
Tell me when
Any-
you're
any-
recording now.
No, sir.
Okay, right.
Anybody know where these guys are at? Scopes or I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Someone south.
It's hard to tell on that spy because it doesn't show Trigger Gap Airport.
You got
on
a
it.
little. I don't have that. Looks like the next one's like 30 miles to the south.
think that might be me.
It is you. Yeah, you just left Earth.
How many guys we got left out there?
So I think we've got 3 Fox and we've got Eric playing.
Yeah, he's kind of right behind him. Yep, that's it.
Alright, cool. We'll keep it up.
Yep, I'm gonna hang around to the bitter end here.
Fox and Aaron, that's it.
I should make sure I turn off all my strobes and stuff. I don't want to get them too excited.
Yep, thanks for the heads up. I just turned mine on.
Yeah, so we are about 25
Did
to
you
30
guys find
miles
the
south.
airport really easily? For some reason, it's been tough for me.
Should probably go and climb up a little bit higher even.
That's what I did on the I wiped it because of the nomenclature or the identifier of the airport we took off out of, and she's been like she's laughing in the background. Oh, God, it's funny.
Perfect.
You know, I caught that in hindsight, and I tried to put as many as I could in parentheses after the fact.
You know, it's just the weirdest thing. Even for but at least she's like taking an interest in the place.
Too far from my plane.
$3,500. How we doing? I still feel kind of low to the ground.
Camping out already?
Let's go up to maybe 4,000.
Tommy, are you streaming any of this?
Nope.
No, but he's live on Discord.
Yeah, I've got that up right now.
You guys can drop in my stream too if you feel like it.
Watching yours too.
Yeah, I was just hoping to see a replay of my landing.
Alright, 4,000 I feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, situational awareness, oil pressure, oil temperature, still looking good there, suction's in the green, we're still charging. It's a bit windy, ground speed right now 109, indicating, I guess indicating 110. We almost got kind of a direct crosswind at this point.
Tommy, make sure you put on your bug spray. You don't want to get the tick-borne allergy I have. It's the allergic to all the good foods like beef and pork.
Nice campfire there. Pour me a drink.
Sunny side up, please.
I'm just curious, is 17 Alpha even in here? Like, I know I tied it to the airport, but I don't think it's gonna show up in the GPS. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. So once I submit it to the X-Plane Scenery Gateway and it's approved, well, the one we're going to is not the Gateway version airport, but once it's approved, then it'll show up in the GPS unit. It's definitely bumpy out there.
They never found out.
You're breaking up, John.
It's about 25 miles. Next guy, 25 miles south now.
Do they camp right on the strip here, or is there, I guess, somewhere close to here?
You got camping right there, just about midfield on the south side, and sort of on the northwest side of the strip there.
Yep, I see it.
Valkyrie coming in with a landing rate prediction of 155. We'll see how it goes with these horrendous winds today. About 25 miles out. I'm going to switch over to CTAF, and we're about 10 miles out. JPC with a prediction of 233. Okay, interesting. We'll see how it goes. I am really pleased that this airport seems to be a lot of fun for a few people. Or a lot of fun for a lot of people, I should say. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, Huntsville Municipal is going to be my next checkpoint. We're about 10 miles south of it right now, roughly. Valkyrie, I'm glad you had a good time. Thanks for joining the event. No ATIS there. That station's not reporting. 119.425.
Northwest Arkansas Regional Information Echo 2255.
Geez, Tommy, that sure you make your whole like
11
mammoth
knots.
of the area.
Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions view 2,600. Temperature -2. Dew point -10.
Maybe I would-
Altimeter 2984. Arriving runway 36. Departing runway 36. Advise on initial contact. You have information echo. Springdale Municipal Information Echo 2255 Zulu. Wind 280 degrees at 11 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions view at 2,600. Temperature -2. Dew point -10. Altimeter 2984. Arriving runway 3.
280 at 11. Alright, getting a low fuel indicator on the left tank. Something's not going right. Tell you what, let's just be on the safe side and get that over to the one that doesn't say low fuel. How about that? Something we don't want to do. To run ourselves out of that stuff. What do we got? 10, 20 miles. We have practically a full right tank. I hope. I hate to think that my gauges are going bad. Nah, we'll be alright. We did a visual check at the beginning of the flight, remember? But just to be on the precautionary side, we're going to switch over to the one that's not indicating close to being empty. Rob Valkyrie, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Whether you flew MSFS or X-Plane, I appreciate the comment. Nice. Hopefully you grab the ortho tile as well. Auto ortho's alright. It works. It does what you need it to do. Alright, we just flew past Huntsville. So we're about 15 miles south of Trigger Gap. Runway 28 is going to be your primary. So we'll enter left downwind. Good, Rob. That makes me feel good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed the event as much as I enjoyed creating it for you all. For the Virtual USA Flying Club. Alright, let's go ahead and swap over to CTAF. Pattern's going to be about 2450 feet.
At 11 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions, view at 2,600. Temperature -2. Dew point -10. Altimeter 2984. Arriving runway 36. Departing runway 36.
9084 is current altimeter. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, about 10 miles south of the field. We're going to be joining a left downwind, runway 28, full stop, trigger gap. I got new glasses, and when I wear my headphones, they're not the most comfortable. And I think that the temples and ears need adjusted or something. Alright, we're about 7 miles south or so. Let's start configuring, making sure we're good here. Flaps are currently up. Fuel, let's just go ahead and get our fuel on the boat right now while I'm thinking about it. Undercarriage, our gear is fixed and welded. Our mixture is already full rich. My seatbelt is on, our landing lights on. Power setting looks good currently. So I'm going to slow us up just a little bit. Start descending us down to pattern altitude. Carpeet's going on. We want to be 2850. We're 3,600. Need 1,200 more. Airfield is in sight. We're going to come up on a left downwind. About 5 miles out. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, 5 miles south, currently 3,300, descending to join the left downwind, runway 28, full stop, trigger gap. Now we do have residents on the southeast and northwest side of the field, so we do need to keep that in mind. We're not going to overfly them. And let's also be mindful about our power setting coming in here. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is joining the right downwind, 28, full stop, trigger gap. Carpeet's on, okay. This is gonna kind of have to slip it and dip down in here. We got trees almost on our approach end. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, left base to final, 28, full stop, trigger gap.
$500. Awful. Let's go ahead and clear, back taxi, we'll do one in the pattern. Let's go over here, make sure our tent's still standing. Looks like it is. Don't run into our tent, Michael. Oops. Sorry, I got another one. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, back taxi, 28, trigger gap. Now, in the real world, we wouldn't be doing pattern work here. It's a destination airport. You come in, you camp, you fish, you eat lunch. Yeah, but it's not a training field, no real pattern work. But I did just want to point that out. But for the purposes of our event this evening, I am going to do one in the pattern here. Take advantage of some of these high winds, higher winds. Let's go up here, take a close look at this windsock, see what it's looking like. We came in from the southwest, so that gave me a visual of both of them, you know, when we were on the downwind. 369, maybe 12, 9 to 12, something like that. That's alright. Brakes are on, full power. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is taking to a left close traffic trigger gap. Keep that nose planted. Airspeed's coming up. And let's rotate. And we're up, positive rate, stay between the trees. And then just like that, you've got like 300 additional feet underneath of you. Chuck Photos, BR, welcome aboard Felicity, thanks for the follow. My name is Michael, I'm your pilot. Alright, let's enter a downwind. I'm sorry, left crosswind, runway 28. Remember, pattern's gonna be 2450. Alright, let's roll right on into that downwind. Pull that power back because that wind's going to be pushing us. We don't want to get too fast. Let's double check our heading indicator compass. So we know that that looks to drift. Alright, we're a little bit tight, and that's alright. Let's try this one a little bit close, shall we? Let's not even overfly the neighbor's house. Power's gonna go all the way back. Let's go ahead and drop them flaps all the way down in there. Trigger gap traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. Left base to final approach. 28, full stop trigger gap. Speed 70 miles per hour, a bit high, it's alright. Let's just keep that slip in there. Drive it like a car all the way down to the runway. Let's transition. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Let the rudder off. Oh! Oh! That hurt. That hurt. I heard that one. That hurt. Outstanding. Oops. Trigger gap traffic. November 8033 Foxtrot, we are clear of runway 28 and taxiing over to the pavilion, trigger gap. Oh, that's cool. Let's see what type of screenshot I can get like that. Data output. There we go. That one. Just I really enjoy that sun setting right there above the pavilion. Unfortunately, I can only screenshot this monitor. So give me just a second. I'll turn the camera. Alright. I can kind of see that sun setting there over the hill. It's really Really pretty. Okay. Yeah, sounds great. I think we got one more coming in. I don't see him on my scoop, but let's go ahead and shut things down here. Avionics off, all of our lights but our beacon off. G5's going off. Compass going down. Mixture lean, max to off, parking brake on, master off. Alright, there we have it. Let me pop back here into the Discord. Still have a few people hanging out, looks like. Hey everyone, I just want to thank you again for coming in and taking part in this event. I really enjoy and appreciate your participation and spending a bit of your Friday evening. So thank you. I hope you guys had fun flying into this small recreational field here in the Ozarks of Arkansas.
Yep, thanks,
And
Mike.
thank you for it was a good one. Thanks, Mike.
Great
Thanks,
time for
Mike.
sure. Thanks for that scenery too. Very nice.
All right, Eric's over Huntsville, not too far away.
Got about 9 minutes.
Oh, well, I'll just hang out here on the ramp and watch him come in.
Thanks for the pressure.
Alright, let's go ahead and get fired up again. I'm going to kind of expedite my startup here. We are clear in the front, looks like. Okay, master, mixture, clear. Park brake off. And let's just spin around here. Alright, so we're going to hang out here. Let's go ahead and scoot up just a little bit.
Who needs another beer?
Please.
Alright, parking brake on. Take a quick moment and look at the scenery here. This is Trigger Gap, Arkansas. It kind of sits on a cutout on top of a mountain here. Field elevation is about 1,650 feet estimated. It does slope down from west to east at about 1.5%. And I was able to carve the OSM data and implement that here. And kind of gave a flat spot for, you know, the ramp here, but the rest of the runway, as you can see, kind of slopes up. Added this body of water over here. Surrounded it with trees. New segmented circle. They recently, like as of like the last 2 weeks or so, just recently put a brand new one. I don't have any updated pictures of it yet, so when I get those, obviously that's going to be updated. However, it is updated to at least reflect the new traffic patterns being south of the field. And we'll go down here. This gazebo, pavilion, is a relatively new structure there at Trigger Gap. There's actually a gas grill right in the middle of that chimney area. One of these days I'll learn how to do Blender and make custom objects and actually look more like the real thing, but everything that I do is just for using gateway legal assets for custom buildings like that. That way I can upload it to the gateway as well. And then again, runway 10 has a significant approach as well. We got one more coming in. Not sure how far out he is though. But that's Trigger Gap. It's available on the xplane.org website. It's also available for MSFS for download on the, that KLIT-17A website. Coincidentally, the same scenery artist that did Trigger Gap for MSFS also did Arkansas. I actually happen to know him. You can almost hear the stall horn. I'm not sure why he's not showing up.
I don't have my radios on, so let me know when Eric's close.
I'm about 2 minutes out. I'm heading like directly midfield. I'm gonna turn a left down.
Roger.
Okay, yeah.
I'll let you know I got him.
Haven't quite fully decided yet, but I think I might swap out the 430 for a 650. We'll see. Make sure parking brake is on. It is.
It's downwind right now.
Roger.
No pressure, Eric, but we're all watching you. Spin around here so we can kind of see the arrival end. Where's he at? Yeah. Yeah, I think he might have flown way past.
Turn in base.
There he is. We're gonna try and follow him in.
A 2.5 mile final.
Seems awfully low.
Mile final.
This is the last one to come in. So hard to follow another airplane like this.
I'm still listening on VATSIM, or like on my radio. He just announced he was going around.
It looked like it was too high. It looks like he's coming in.
Oh, now he is not going around. He is going to land.
Couldn't see the airfield at first. Now I got.
He made it.
He's down.
I just stopped that had the ELP go off. But you know what? We made it. That's what matters.
Stop. Stop.
Set off the ELT. I guess that's the equivalent of the airbags in the car, right?
I was just testing it.
Outstanding.
Is that the WB Sim 172?
Yeah, and real cat turb also, so it kind of like has the wind when it goes over hills and stuff now. So that was exactly what their pilot cinnamon said. That was bumpy as soon as you got over the tree.
Nicely done.
Yep. All right. Good night, everybody.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Thank
I'll
you
see
for
you.
the event, everyone.
Good night, guys. That was a good
Don't
one.
don't forget attendance if you haven't.
Yes, everyone, please don't forget your attendance in the channel there. And again, thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Yep. Bye.
Night, gentlemen.
Night.
Alright, great. There we go. Let's disconnect from VATSIM. Let's head back to the hangar, chit chat for a couple minutes, and say goodnight.
I would like to thank you all again for coming in and hanging out this evening as we took to the skies out of Little Rock, Arkansas for Trigger Gap 17 Alpha right there atop the Ozark Mountains. My first event of the year with the Virtual USA Flying Club, but we're unfortunately going to have to take a brief timeout as I dismantle and relocate the simulator to her new hangar, and that process may take every bit of a month or so. But I do want to again say thank you for coming in and flying with me this evening, and if you flew in the event, I do want to say thank you again for participating in that. So I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So next time you see Felicity, she will be in a bit of a different configuration. So I look forward to our next stream. In the meantime, feel free to drop by the YouTube channel and check out the progress as things transition and change for the simulator. So until then, again, my name is Michael. It's always my pleasure flying with you. You all take care and stay safe. And until our next unscheduled flight, whenever that may be, 3 or 4 weeks from now, you all take care and stay safe. And let's see who we can go and rate for the rest of the evening. Wow. Okay. Let's go raid. Change it up a little bit. Let's go raid Slant Alpha Adventures, who's actually doing some ATC work on VATSIM, perhaps Raleigh Durham. So let's head over to his channel. Always fun to watch. Again, it was my pleasure, and we will see you hopefully sooner rather than later. So take care, everyone.